ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅದೇ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಸೇ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್, ಆರ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೇ ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸಹ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಟೊಯೋಟೋ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಲಿ ಜಾಬ್ ಸಿಗೋದೇ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಅಂತ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಓಡ್ತಿದೆಯೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಗೋ ಟು ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು BCom BA ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಜಾಬ್ ಇನ್ ಟೊಯೋಟಾ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಬಿಗ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. So when we talk about leadership skills, let us understand the basic purpose of our life. What is the basic and ultimate purpose of our life? What is the basic and ultimate purpose of our life?
To be happy.
Yeah, okay. He directly went to the statement to be happy. Anyway, most of your answers will be what is that you want to crave for achievement anta bandaga, what is the dream of your life that you want to achieve anta bandaga pratiyobru you will start sharing. It could be I want to have my own penthouse where me and my family, my parents are going to live what, how, happily. I want to see to it my son studies the best, he should be an IITN and he should get into a best job. But ultimately if you ask why means happiness only, because we feel that that particular place can give him happiness. So when we hunt for anything, I want to marry the most beautiful girl, let it be Aishwarya Rai too only. Why? Because you feel that can get you happiness. I want to have my own farmhouse and I should be the head of that farmhouse and I should be the boss of my own company. Again, when we ask why do you actually want that, we again phrase it telling that for happiness. When we know that everything that we are doing is for happiness, why are we actually living in a very confusing state? Yavaglu, whenever you look at from the time you were born till now, you were and me, every one of us, we were living in a very confused state. What I mean by confused statements, right now whenever you guys are sitting here, what is happening in our mind? We are cribbing about the past. Is chenagittu nam past. If I go a little past, how nice it was when I was a graduating student, how nice I was when I was not married. How many of you are married? All of you are married. Okay. Most of you sometimes feel how nice it would have been if I would have been a bachelor. How nice it was when I was in my college days. How beautiful it was when I was in +1, +2. How nice and neat it was when I was in primary school. There was now rules and regulations. And how beautiful it was when I was at home. We always crib about that. And right now there is a chance, can I live happily in this particular moment? No, we still are in a confused state. We again are going to think, maybe tomorrow I am going to be happy. Maybe when I get a promotion I am going to be happy. Maybe when I have a BMW I am going to be happy. But when you look at all these analysis, we are never living happily in the moment. We are always cribbing about the past where we could have lived happily, but we always feel like we did not. And we always will be anticipating that happiness will come in the future. Let me take through your life, because life is also very important. Your floor is not the Toyota floor itself. Your floor is also your home, where you have your mother, your father, your wife, your kids, your brothers and sisters, the siblings, all put together. There also you need to abundantly spread what is called as happiness. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೋರ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ there should be an happiness that should get inside, and when you get into a home there should be an happiness that should actually get inside. ಆ ಒಂದು aurana if you can follow, that means that is the greatest leadership skills that you can exhibit. Now let us go back to our childhood. ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹುಡುಗರಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? we used to cry. We used to go to our mom and say, mama, I also want to go to school. But why did we say that I also want to go to school? Because you felt at home it is not happiness, going to school is happiness, and you craved to go to school and you came to school. Let it be a kindergarten, LKG, UKG. When you came to LKG, first day was beautiful, second day was beautiful, you were happy. After a week's time you started realizing, what happiness is this? I was more happy at home. I think I'll be more happier if I go to first standard onwards. You pushed yourself to first standard. And when you came to first standard, first day happier, second day happier, Third day you started feeling that LKG, UKG was more happier. At home it was still more happier. And somebody told when you come to high school it will be very, very happy moment because you would have grown up, the number of books would have come down. Some analysis. There is no analysis which can be scientifically proven this is right. It could be a stupid analysis also, but with that we complete our 1st to 7th standard anticipating that high school is going to be filled with colors. And you start your high school. High school is 8th, 9th and 10th. 8th, initially you were happy and slowly you started realizing what happiness is this. And something happens and you feel like, yes, when I go to +1 and +2, I will be a grown up. I can really enjoy life, and you come to +1. And most of you know from 10th to +1 is more difficult. There is more problems there. There is more to study there. And then you started realizing, no, happiness is not here. Definitely if I get into engineering or if I get into any graduation, I'll be happy. And you were always cribbing about not enjoying in the moment, always expecting that happiness is going to come in the future, and you came to graduation. Graduation also completed. Then you started feeling what happiness is this. I even completed graduation. I think +1, +2 was more happier, and my high school was still more happier, primary was still more happier. At home I was the most happiest man. What is this happening here? And slowly somebody says, you get into a job now, happiness will flow in abundance and you will permanently be happy. Yes, you wanted that first job. It was not easy for you to get that first job. ಕಷ್ಟನೋ ಸುಖನೋ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಕಣ್ಣೀರು ಹಾಕದಲ್ಲೇ ರಕ್ತ ಕಣ್ಣೀರನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರಿ. Be happy about that job. You wanted that job. In the job, first day you are happy, first month you are happy, second month you are happy, and slowly you started realizing what happiness is this. So much of politics in office. People don't like each other, people don't like each other's progress, people are jealous about each other. This is not the place I wanted to be. No. Maybe if I get promotions, or maybe if something else happens in my life, everything will be okay. And somebody always told that marriage is going to be forever, heaven only. All of you are married, you know, no? Marriage is not forever, heaven. It is a combo offer. Heaven and hell packaged together. But somebody told marriage is always blissful. Once you get married, forever you are going to live happily. And you come up to your mom and say, Amma, adeno agu antidella. Your mom wants to pull your leg. Yenappa naan agu antidde. She knows he is referring to marriage only. So hormones are calling, and your age is actually looking for a companion. And slowly you start realizing this is the right time for me to get married. What happiness is this? Office mein itna politics. Maybe at home also I can be happy and peaceful. And then you go to your mom and say, Mama, Daddy, I am ready to get married. Start searching. And they know ready to get married, that means that person is falling. Is not rising in love, is falling in love. Allak bidda anta avar mansal ankondo, they will say, and they will look for a match, and a perfect match is already searched. Go back to your past. What was the bliss of marriage? The bliss of marriage is yavado hudugin nodi, even for that girl also, yavado huduga avrun nodi, once the alliance was fixed, from the time the alliance is fixed till the engagement, after the engagement till the marriage, and after the marriage give 3 months. Kelurge 6 months kotpadana. For 6 months, for each and every one of you, your spouse will look like an angel till that moment. And slowly after the 2nd, 3rd and 4th month, whatever you had seen from far away distance, and only the positive side of you was shown, only the positive side of her was shown, everything looked blissful. Slowly the tu mai starts between you and your spouse. Same tu mai will start between the sose and atte, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, and then you will be in between, a pachdi between your wife and your mother. It is the most difficult thing to handle. That's the reason none of our Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara have mother-in-laws. Have you seen? Ask them why there is not a mother-in-law. I wanted to see how Parvati can take care of Shiva's mother, how Vishnu can take care of his mother and Lakshmi. Between these two, how is he going to handle? And how Brahma is going to take care of Sharade and Brahma's actually mom. That's the reason we have not confused them also. What we said, there is something called as Parabrahma. There is a father, there is no mother. Why there is no mother? Because this history will continue to follow. So you thought marriage is always happiness, and with that you got married, and slowly once the marriage started, and after 1 month, after 2 months, after 3 months, every day tu my is happening, and then you started realizing what happiness is this. I was so happy as a bachelor, much more happier only working in office, still more happier when I was a graduate, and same thing will continue, and slowly you start realizing this is really not happiness. And then somebody told, Manegon papu banbitre, happiness will be double fold. Pakkad manel papu bandre, you can enjoy. Why? You can go every now and then, chinnu munnu mutkotbitu barbodu. If the boy comes or if the girl comes into your house, she becomes the boss, he becomes the boss. ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a place for everything in its place. ನೀವು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ there is a place for a spanner, there is a space for a screwdriver, there is a space for a everything. There was a place for everything and everything in its place. And there was a time for everything in its time. ನೀವು ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಗಿನ್ ಟೈಮ್ 9 ಅಂದ್ರೆ before 9 everybody would be in. Lunch hour 1 to 2 means 1 to 2 only. Restroom only once, that too in the morning first half, only once, that too in the evening second half. It was a discipline that people would always love to follow. There was a place for everything in its place. There was a time for everything in its time. And there was a right way for everything in the right way. This was the discipline what you had followed. Because you had to set an impression to your wife, and your wife also had to set an impression to you, and slowly this man is born and he takes charge of everything, and there is no place for him, there is no one single place for him, every place is his place. There is no one single time for him, every time is his time. There is no one right way for him, everything in whatever way he wants. So that is how he starts. He starts suing, pissing everywhere. He starts doing kaka not only in one place, wherever. Accidentally if you give that baby to Modi, he cannot control. हो जाएगा. मोदी बोलेगा कुछ हो रहा है. सर कर दिया होगा. I'm sorry. मैंने डायपर लगाना भूल गया. But that is how he is going to be. Sometimes you would have called him a devil. Rakshasa antanu kardirbodu out of love. But a baby in the neighbor's house is always sweet. Baby in your house is definitely not sweet. Slowly you start realizing, hey, what happiness is this? This is not really happiness. Maybe when my son starts growing, it will be happiness. And you push himself to grow and grow and grow. As he starts growing, you start realizing what happiness is. It was so nice. And he starts getting into primary school, then to high school, then to college, then to degree. And then you were always hunting for happiness. You have never lived in this moment. You are always cribbing about the past. You are always anticipating in future happiness is going to come. There also, maybe if my son gets a job, I'll be happy. He gets a job. Are you happy? No. No. If he gets married, I'll be happy. He will also, ek line mein aayega, you say, and you get him also married. Now, he himself was difficult to be handled. Now, he gets married and his wife will come, then to my. Then you separate them and put them away. And then you start realizing what happiness is this. And somewhere somebody says a grandson or a granddaughter, when it comes, happiness is going to be double full. But we will stop here. Look at the journey. Our entire journey has been cribbing about the past. ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತು, ಆವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಈಗ at present you can always be happy, but we have forgotten to live in this moment. We are always anticipating tomorrow I will be happy, but tomorrow you will never be happy. To want a bike and you thought getting you a bike you will be happy. When a bike comes, you see a car and say, I think car should come, only then I'll be happy. If a small car comes to you, will you be happy? At least make it a permanent happiness. Looking at the car, you will start anticipating, no. If I get a luxury car, I'll be happy. Forget about all this. Even in simple things, we are not able to feel happy. I think we have got into a disease of unhappiness. You go to a hotel, you order a dosa and you are having a dosa. Enjoy your dosa. Somebody comes next to you, innon table alli, he orders kesari bath. Now every bite you are taking, you are seeing the kesari bath. I think kesari bath idre chenagirodu. Now order kesri bath and at least eat kesri bath. No, I will eat to tomorrow. Oh, forget it, then eat tomorrow. Then tomorrow you are having kesri bath, one more is having jamun. Be happy that you have chosen kesri bath. We will never. That we do it in real life also. How many of us get into a marriage and actually start staring at our wife? No, we only start staring at others' wife. Why? You are not happy about what is there in your tatte, in your life. And you will start thinking, adu bandidre chanagirodu, idu bandidre chanagirodu. We have never actually started living with whatever we are. Life is not all about what all you don't have. Life is all about what can you do and how happily you can stay with whatever you have. That has to be the life. Leadership skills is trying to prove with whatever resources you have how best I can utilize it and reach the peak of whatever I want to reach. You may have the biggest drawback, but still it is possible with that biggest drawback to hit that bullseye, to hit that target. A chaiwala becomes a so-called prime minister and it is unimaginable. Two tribal people, one in South Africa and one in India, both of them lived as a tribal and they started actually growing as a tribal boy and a tribal girl, and that man becomes the president of South Africa and this lady is the present president of India. What a great achievement as a leader. We are in a very comfortable zone. We are not at the zone where they started. We did not start as a chaiwala. We did not start as a tribal woman. We have started already in a much better place. But still, ask ourselves, are we ready to keep a goal which can always take beyond where they can go? Because when we are actually racing, we are not standing at the chaiwala position. We are standing much ahead of the journey. That means there is a scientifically more chances of me achieving than they achieving. Knowing the science also, why are we not ready? Somewhere when we talk about leadership, we do not have belief in ourselves. That's all. Every person who has achieved remarkable thing, it was because they believed they can. If you think you can, if you think you cannot, both the ways you are right. Clement Stone, Ford CEO, very beautifully told, if you think you can, you can. ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯು ಟು ಸಿ ಟು ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ is a product of what you believed you can. And whatever you could not become, it is because of the belief that you cannot. Just by changing I can, you can make miracles happen. I can give you n number of such examples. There would be a few of you sitting here, you feel swimming is not my cup of tea and you did not learn swimming at all. For whatever reason. And having two beautiful strong hands and two beautiful legs and very strong legs, still you have not learned swimming. I can give you an example where a person with no hands, no legs is still able to float and is still able to swim. What are you actually talking about? So when we look at this perspective, there are two kinds of livings. We say from the womb of willingness, ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಗರ್ಭದಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಹುಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಗರ್ಭದಿಂದ ಏನೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲುಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸಸ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ರಾಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. A chaiwala, how can he become a prime minister? Yes, there is a truth behind it. But let me tell, there is one more truth also. A chaiwala has already become a prime minister. There is a beautiful saying in English, where there is a will, there is a way. Can all of you repeat? Where there is a will, there is a way. Moor sati. Where there is a will, there is a way. Innon sati. Where there is a will, there is a way. But let me rephrase it. There is always a way. Ask yourself, do you have the will? There is always a way. A chaiwala has already become a prime minister. A tribal woman has already become a president. A fisherman's son has already become a missile man of India, the greatest scientist, Abdul Kalam. A mentally retarded, slow child who was thrown out of the school because he could not cope up with the normal students. At the advice of the principal, the mother was asked to put his son into a special school where such special kids are taken care. But still, a mother did not wanted that to get into his head, and she told, you are different, you are special, you are the most smartest person. That is the reason the school cannot accept you. You are a genius. There has to be a separate school for geniuses. So now I'm going to teach you, because the principal has very clearly advised you should not be with normal students because you are genius. And then this man becomes Albert Einstein, this man becomes Thomas Alva Edison, and they had more than 1000 inventions under their cap. Why? Because their belief system was transformed. To pick up a street boy, ಒಬ್ಬ ಗೋಲಿ ಆಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನ್ನ ನಾಟ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್ ಎ ಕಿಂಗ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಅನ್ ಎಂಪರರ್. For that, what kind of belief system this Chanakya had, and what kind of belief system did he pour onto that boy who started believing, yes, I can. That is called as greatest leadership skills, communication skills. How do you communicate with your subordinates? How do you communicate with your colleagues? How do you communicate with your seniors? How do you communicate with your children? These are the makes a very big difference in their life and in your life, and you can move mountains by the way you communicate. All great leaders had excellent communication skills. So all this really and really plays an important role. We will come back to happiness. See, when we start analyzing our happiness, we started